G'day and welcome to part 2 of the Dark Mut Mk3 build. In the last episode we put the frame together and designed the mount for the CADX task there in the front, and now we're up to the point of adding and attaching all the electronics and finishing the build. Let's get on with it.
Alright, here's the basic layout. The camera and CADX setup is at the front. This is the F405 Mark 1, the AKK X2 Ultimate, and they are going to be mounted more or less like so. Here's the capacitor that needs to get attached, and the motors and the wires tucked underneath just to make it easier to see what I'm going to go through here with the wiring. The camera will wire on, get cut here and wire onto these points. And I'm going to twist that up so I'll just have a little loop there so I can manipulate in the future. And the same deal with the length of wire that I've left here. This is going to be mounted. If I keep dropping my electronics, everything will be broken before I get there. So this will be mounted such that this can just accommodate that bend up here, like in the Mark II, and stuck to the top plate. And these camera and smart audio will go to VidIn and TX, like that. And this is 7 to 26 volt. So I'm going to run it off. I'm going to double check if that's a 9 or a 5. It's got a lot of waterproofing and I can't tell. If it's a 9 volt, I'll run it off that. Otherwise, I will run it off the battery terminals here, because this takes about half an amp, and if you crank the milliwattage up on this, you're probably going to be pushing the regulator on this board. So I'd rather just suck the power straight off and allow the onboard power regulation to do the work, and give it an easier time anyway. Have probably less of a current draw. And that's basically that. I have got a lot of waterproofing to do here. This is waterproofed, but this one, the ESC 3-in-1, is not. This is not waterproofed. This is not waterproofed. So I've got stripped down some stuff and gumped some stuff, and we've all seen that before. What I did miss out was from the VTX, I have removed the battery power lines, and they are, and there's the remainder of the other two lines. I just want to say, actually, though, as well, this is a really nice little plug. It's got a nice little clip. Whoop, comes out, plugs in, and the MTMX or whatever it is, this connector. It seems like quite a nice little unit. This I'm looking forward to seeing how it is in the air. Anyway, I'm going to get on with some waterproofing and catch you on the other side. Okay, here we are. So I have prepared the lengths. Oh, this is too long, probably. For these. And here is our FC. It's all ready to go in, waterproofed and waiting there. Because I got to go to the other bench there to do the heavier soldering. I've done that over there and attached the power lead, the battery lead already, and I've still got to attach the capacitor. And that will go like so, end up being strapped down. And the receiver will end up being right nearby, and the aerial goes in this hole here. So now what I have to do is attach that, tin these up, attach the motor wires, then put the FC back on and start attaching my various components. On this board I'm going to have to use TX3, so this will power my receiver, and that'll be TNRX3, so UART3 is already going to be taken, so it'll end up being the... G'day, Mike from the future here. Yeah, so bit of a stuff up there. Smart audio must be connected to a TX and not an RX of whatever UART you choose to use, and I have subsequently rewired it to TX1 because I'm not using the I'm using UART3 for the receiver. So yeah, sorry about that, and let's get back to the video. Brought to you by our sponsor today, Irish Coffee. Slowly dropping down to 300. Give it a second to build up. Upside down. Back up to 350. There we go. I've seen neater welds, soldering jobs in my life. But we're good. It's a really big ask for that iron. Alright, so that's on now. I want to take off this block back here and tape this board up so that I can flip it over and start attaching the motor wires for this side. Alright, so here we are. All these wires are on for the motors, capacitor and the battery line are on. These two have to get wired underneath the board. Well, I want to wire them underneath the board. There's a little bit of pad cleaning up to do on this as well. And then this will be wired at the after the board here, so I'll wire that on last. So first things first, let's just get this over here, put this to the side, and give it a bit of a clean up. Okay, so what we have to do here is put these two onto here, put those two onto there, and then split these two up. This is going over here, and this is going over there. Closest to the USB there. And that's that. So I'll just get this all set up. Alright, let's put this CADX on and get onto the receiver. While I'm here, I think I'm going to get a buzzer, because this doesn't have a buzzer on it. Okay. So, buzzer. There's a huge buzzer. Should be loud. That's kind of the point, right? Okay, so next step is the receiver. I try to always do my TX yellow and my RX white. I got that on. I don't know if I caught that. I kept soldering it to this pin of the capacitor by accident. It's right in there, right low. Anyway, that's everything there. And now we have to just check there's no short circuits. And the moment of truth ever approaches. What? Yeah. So I've got a short there from TX3 across to ground. Is it present over on this side of the... Yeah, it's present on that side too. I think there's something metal there. So I've got a bit of repair work to do here. Somehow there's a strand that has gotten itself in an inconvenient position. You need to just stay. I might not be able to see, but between these two pads, I'll be able to hear it more than see it. There's a take this off, just clean all this up. Yep. Okay, cool. So you got to be really careful. That was basically unseeable even for me. But you know, the machinery said there's something wrong. Check it out. And just by feeling it out with the tip of these tweezers, I was able to definitely it was a piece of wire and not a piece of conformal coating that had lifted up and formed an edge. It looked like a wire or something like that. It was definitely wire, definitely causing a short. So now I've just got to reattach my camera line. Over here. Now we focus. Just continue checking. Okay, now this is a feature. This is a feature of Mamba boards, as far as I'm aware. That noise you heard, right? That is... I'm doing weird things in the picture. That is like normal. I actually contacted Diatone about this and asked them, and they confirmed it was the F722 or the F405 Mark II, one of the two. And they confirmed that was normal, and this is exactly the same thing it was doing on both the video ground and the camera to ground pads. So I'm assuming that that's filtering on that or something like that. So we're going to move on forward. Well, here we are. I think we're at the starting to install stuff phase, which is pretty cool. I mean, not starting to install, but starting to finalize the install. I want to slip this. Okay. With this design, or if you're putting anything in the, in the back of the quad here, do be careful not to pinch your wires. It's unfortunate. And see that redness? That's from pinched wire. Not fatally pinched though. Like that. So that should be more or less how the final stack looks. Oh, battery's running low. So I'm going to have to take a break and recharge the batteries because both my batteries are low now. But we'll come back, I'll stick on the top plate and do the rest of the reassembly, and we'll come back when it's ready for testing, I think. Alright, so as you can see, I've put it all back together here. Well, together. The top's all on, everything's strapped up. Everything's all harnessed down and wired in and screwed up. And hopefully not screwed up. And it's the moment of truth, I guess. It's time to plug yon battery in to yon smoke stopper. And pucker what you do. Does appear to be a problem with the buzzer. Oh, right, yeah. I've got to update the receiver. So update micro RX. Updating. Alright, so we'll skip forward to when this is done. Alright, awesome. Here we are. Updated. That took an age to update. There's definitely something wrong with the buzzer. That's not right at all. Now. Wrong way. Right way. Right way. Wrong way. So it's the same too, isn't it? If I get it correct. Anyway, front left and front right and rear left. And I'll just have to. Anyway, I can't remember which way they go. I'll figure that out when I plug it in. So it's off to the computer to set it up.
I've skipped the computer setup because this was a recycled FC, and so the only setup was swapping the direction of the motors. Unfortunately, I didn't get a recording out of the CADX TAR-SEER. Something was wrong with it, and I have fixed that. But I'm going to show you the test hover and the DVR of the 4S flight, and then I'll follow this up with another video covering what happened with the CADX, how I fixed it, and how this puppy flies on 6S. Anyway, here we go.
Okay, here we are for the test hover. Dark Mut Mk3.
So unfortunately there was an issue with the 4K recording on the CADX, and I will have to make the video probably 20 minutes longer to show you how that was diagnosed and fixed. And of course there was a little problem that occurred with the mounting of the PCB of the CADX as well. So I will show you how I've fixed that, at least temporarily, until I do some more design work on the mount there, but we'll get to that in the next video. For now, this is the 4S test flight of the Dark Mut Mk3, and as you can see, it's nice and efficient on the 4S, but there are some tuning issues. There's bobble, there's wobble, there's a few things, but it's not too bad. It's flyable, and with some good stick control. I mean, you see that nice roll out of it there. But I'm going to do some pops here. You see that wobble and that wobble, pitch and roll there, and so it's definitely out of tune for a 4S setup. Well, that's kind of interesting because the flight controller itself is set up for a 6-inch quad, and on 4S. So here with it running 4S, it's interesting to see how that has affected the flight, and we'll see how it goes on the 6S flight in the next video, where I managed to get some high definition recordings for you. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day.